So I see a lot of homeless people when I'm like going through my city, and uh, knowing about homelessness and experiencing seeing these people um, has always affected me. And like I've thought a lot about homelessness and like how we can help people and that sort of a thing, and how do we respond when we see homeless people. And I kind of have a bleeding heart when it comes to these things, and so I have to be really careful, because if I have cash, I'll end up just giving it all away, and I've really had to be careful about that. Um, because so like when it comes to the whole concept of don't give homeless people money because they're going to just spend it on booze. Well, the kind of perspective I have on that is like, well, maybe, but you know what? Life is really hard, and if that's the choice that they want to make at the time, who am I to say? Because maybe they're not. Maybe they're going to buy themselves something to eat. Who knows? I just know what it feels like to be broke, and thank goodness never has been as broke as some of these people. But what I think at the end of the day, here's what I do. I try to not give away all my cash if I have cash on me. There was one woman in Target not that long ago who had a baby, and she's asking people for money to help her buy her groceries. And I'm like, fuck, she asks me, and I'm like, I don't have cash on me, but I have some in the car. And I was running late, so I didn't have time to go through the check lane. Otherwise, I would have paid for it for her. But I was like, hold on, I'll be right back. So I went, ran to the car, I didn't have very much cash on me, but whatever I had, I brought it back in. And as I'm walking up to her, she's asking other people, which I understand we probably shouldn't do that, but she had a baby. And this woman that she had just asked went up to one of the people working at Target and was like, that woman's asking people for money. And she had the most unkind energy coming off of her at that moment. And I also had to remember, okay, you have to have compassion for that woman too. But it just made me so sad that someone would have a response to somebody who's in need like that. But ultimately, like, here's what I do. Because when I'm out working, I see a lot of homeless people. Minneapolis has a lot of homeless people. A lot of cities have a lot of homeless people. Okay, food shelves. I haven't done it in a while, but I used to be better about donating to food shelves. I need to start doing that again. Donating to food shelves. Because thankfully, Minneapolis is a pretty liberal city, and in that way, we have a lot of resources. I don't know what it's like for the homeless person utilizing those resources. I don't know if, like, what kind of barriers they have and that sort of thing, but thankfully, they exist. So donating to food shelves, yeah, on occasion I probably will hand out some cash. Oh, this old guy, it was like pouring rain. I had an umbrella, handed him my umbrella, like these little things that we can do. The other part of it, and I'm sorry if you're not into this, but I really believe in this. So you can call it prayer, you can call it positive intention. I'm not talking about like Bible prayers. I'm talking about like in love-based intentions toward that person. And so generally that's what I do. I send out, if I can't give them any cash, I don't have anything that I can give them, I just send them loving intentions, like beings of love and light, help them on their path toward finding their true inner riches, whatever, like I just come up with something positive and love-based that I can send their way to help, maybe, I don't know. But it is that's a tough issue. And I've spent a lot of time watching, there's this channel, The Soft White Underbelly, and then there's also Invisible People, and then there's another one. And I have to like take breaks sometimes because it is really intense, but like listening to stories of people's childhood trauma, and then that's how they end up in these situations. People don't end up in these situations because they were treated really well and loved as kids. It's pretty heartbreaking, and we need to get that, like that woman in the store who was judging the woman with the baby. We need to get away from automatically assuming that we know what that person has been through and what it's like for them. And just simply having an energy of love and understanding, I think, is so much more beneficial than that negative. See, I think that a lot of the time the judgment comes from maybe an unconscious guilt, like when they ask for help. I don't know, who knows, but it is difficult, because it is true. Like through watching The Soft White Underbelly, I can't remember, Mark Leda, I think is his name. He's a cool guy, and I think that what he's doing is really neat. Some people will criticize him for not handing out a bunch of money to them, but what he has said is, I have done that for people. I have handed a bunch of money out. And because of the person's patterning, their childhood conditioning, until we step out of the meat suit consciousness, we're a slave to our past meat suit conditioning. And that will get people to unconsciously sabotage themselves. So it does become a difficult issue when it comes to helping homeless people. How do we help them? But I think we all need to be asking that question and moving into a place of love and non-judgment. I think that's the best we can do. Anyway, have a great day. Bye.